Leo Cannyn, Beryl Engineering. Let's. What are you seeing out there, man? You know, you're reading into some of the economic stuff. You've been following that.
I have to. I mean, I feel like on these shows, we're always talking about what's going to happen in the future. We talk about sinkholes in April. We talk about hurricanes in June. Now we're seeing, we talked about an economic slowdown with the real estate market. There have been more listings, the listings lasting longer.
Yep.
Now I'm like, they're reading up in the forecast about a recession coming.
Yeah, it's kind of pull back. You know, that's the thing. When we look at, you can look at indicators and you can look at statistics and you can look back through history. Traditionally, it's been about a 10-year cycle with the stock market resetting. Now we're on the longest bull run we've seen in the history of the stock market.
No, we're coming off the
Right.
biggest crash we've seen since the 1920s.
Good point. Absolutely. So when it comes up, it must come down at some point. Now, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bradenton, Sarasota, you know, where we're at here, I believe that we are somewhat insulated because we've got a lot of people moving. We got a lot of, you know, currency exchange money still. I mean, our currency is favorable over a lot of other currencies. You know, we talked about Argentina even shifting from accepting their currency. Uber example was where they went to Bitcoin. You know, so there's a lot of reasons why people, you know, we kind of look at it as investing in the United States and even in real estate. You know, in the Tampa Bay market, it's kind of like the cleanest shirt and the dirty laundry. You know, you're picking out something, you got to pick something to invest in. But yeah, I like to look, I like to be a prognosticator and kind of say, hey, here's what might happen, here's what we see happening. And there's a lot of things, Leo: student debt, credit card debt, geopolitical issues, you know, all types of polarization in politics. There's a lot of things you can point at and say, man, that might not bode well for us.
Yeah, but I mean, you can historically look back the mid-90s. They used to set up credit card applications in student lobbies at colleges, and they finally did away with that, where they were just making it even easier to have student debt because you were getting credit card debt on top of that.
Yeah, you get a T-shirt and a can of soup.
Mm-hmm. And a credit card.
And a can of credit card.
Yeah, it was just insane back then. I remember walking through the airport back in the early 2000s, and they were literally trying to get you to sign up for every airline's credit card while you're just waiting for your plane. This is back when you actually could enter into the tarmac area and just sit there with your family. They go on the plane and you leave.
Right.
Now you're not even allowed to sit in the car for more than 2 minutes without police swarming you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've come a long way. But, I mean, yeah, it's a cycle, and it's just knowing the cycle. We talked about it earlier this summer. We talked about there being less homes sold at a higher price, and now we're seeing the price increase start to decrease and still have the lower volume. So it's scary times to be in the real estate market.
Yeah, the market is shifting. It's shifting from a seller's market to a buyer's market, and I try to tell people that, you know, for sell by owners, especially, you know, older folks that are trying to sell, because I saw it happen firsthand in 07, 08, and even back in 03, you know, for some people, whenever they would lose a lot of money, paper money, because it was on paper, it was on their statements, but they lost that money and it still hurts. You know, so when I see that and I'm trying to explain to them, hey, you know, this isn't the time to be cocky. This isn't the time to posture and say, well, if my neighbor sold for 200, I'm going to ask 250. You know, that's how people are. The mentality is. It's funny how human beings are over time. We have, you know, somewhat of you know, we have a short memory on certain things, but then when it comes to those types of assets, we want to be on the very optimistic side.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that fully. In that. When you put your house up for sale and it sits on the market a long time and then you're not getting any offers, you need to lower your price. I mean, that's just part of the game, the real estate game. And it's a cycle. The problem with most people aren't investors of real estate, so you have to live somewhere.
Yep.
So if the market is starting to turn and you're starting a new job and you have to move, you have to move.
Yes.
It's the investors that have multiple properties that they can actually take advantage of a system like this. They could have sold 3, 4, 5 months ago, and then they can just wait for, I don't know, 2020 when the market starts to bottom out to start purchasing again.
Yeah, and that comes full circle. By the way, if you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP Realty. We're talking with Leo Cannyn, Beryl Engineering, and Leo's out in the field. He's doing a lot of, you know, the structural engineering side of the real estate game and other aspects of his business as well. But so we're seeing a full turn here. I mean, that's what's going to happen and that's what really kind of pissed me off about what happened back in 08 is that it was basically the greedy, the rich getting greedier and coming in and just forcing people out of their homes through policy and relaxed relaxed guidelines and legislation toward that. So so now what happens is the people that come in with the money, they've got the hedge funds, they're renovating and renting, keeping the properties, holding them, and the market's shifting, man. There's always change. That's the one thing that's constant, is there's always change.
I'm just curious because I want to see what happens. Like, we have 45 home inspection firms registered through GTAR. There's another 40 registered through Pro. It'll be interesting to see what happens to our competition as the market starts slowing. I mean, we're already seeing an upturn in structural inspections. Lenders are getting tougher on guidelines. Appraisers are getting sharper on protecting the lender. So we're getting called out for a lot more structural inspections. So we're able to mitigate seeing the downturn because we provide more than just one type of inspection. But it'll be interesting to see what happens to competition, the onesie, twosie home inspector companies, see what happens to them when the work starts drying out.
Yeah, and there's always a shift. It's like the real estate market is swelled up now with, a lot of these. I think every profession, real estate, mortgage. There's a lot of these people that, 2 months ago they were personal trainers, they were doing other jobs, and that's the American way. That's capitalism. But only the strong survive. When it comes through that. And
I know that from being with the GTAR, sponsoring their new member orientation. They have them every Friday. They have 70 new realtors every Friday. And this has been going on for 6 months, so they don't see it. But when you're in one of those orientation, you have up to 70 competitors right there in the room.
Right.
And they track their own statistics. Like 90% of those people won't renew in their second year. 60% of them won't renew in their first year. And many of them go 8 months without a transaction. I mean, that's entering the real estate market as a brand new realtor, not knowing what you're doing other than going to orientation. Yeah,
part-time, bartender. They'll talk to people, talk a good game, and I can sell you that. It's the market is what it is, and the market is the market, and things are changing. So it's a way that you can add value. We're back here in the studio. We're going to help you win. We got our feel-good story coming up. Also, Leo Cannyn in the house. So let's go back to Leo. So, Leo, Beryl Engineering, you brought up the 203Ks, the renovation, the home style loans. Those are an interesting product.
Yeah, I love them. This is a good chance to highlight our website.
Yeah.
And minimize our online chat. Say goodbye to Hannah. But, so 203Ks and home styles, when you start to get back into a buyer's market and prices start to come off their really high levels, you start to have room between what you can buy the house for plus a renovation and what that appraised value is.
Right.
When the market was as high as it was, sellers were overselling the house. Appraisers weren't giving it that after rehab value. So it really limited the ability to use these products because it's one mortgage payment, and you get a house plus a renovation built into one. But you have to appraise as the finished product.
Yeah.
So when the market starts coming back down, usually we see at the beginning of the year, the first 4 months of any given calendar year, we see a lot of these transactions. And it's a great product. I mean, I don't know how many home inspections we've done where we've walked through the house and the wife's like, well, I need to change the color of the tile and I want to change the cabinet doors. And it's a flip. Yeah. It's a brand new house, brand new flooring. They're already unhappy.
Yeah.
Find something a little dumpier.
Yep.
Make it your own.
That's right. That's the best way to do it. It really is. And there's programs built for this. And it's a way that you can go in and make that house. Especially, I think, one of the biggest things you can do to add value is those 3-bedroom, 1-bath homes. Make it a 2-bedroom or a 2-bath.
Yeah, adding a second bathroom. I know a lot of people want to. In the old days, they wanted to convert their garage to bedrooms.
Yep.
I never really liked that. I don't know how. I'm not an appraiser, so I don't know about the true value in doing so.
Yep.
From a house flow layout, the 3 ones are horrendous. I just think about an average family. You've got the husband, the wife, 2 or 3 kids, 1 bathroom.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it's real tough.
Yeah, got to have the 2. And so that's where you'll see houses sit on the market too. Properties that sit on the market, it's a 1-bath scenario. There's something odd. The layout, the floor plan is not, it's kind of choppy. You see those setups. And a lot of times, even on the older homes, you walk in, you got a beautiful property on a lakefront or some type of a body of water, and there's a wall right in the middle of your view. Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And a lot of times, if you're converting your garage, add the bedroom. Yeah. I mean, add the bathroom. Add the bathroom. The plumbing's already there.
Right.
Most houses, the plumbing goes through the garage. Take your water heater, make that part of the closet for the bathroom. Add a stand-up shower. add a sink. You've just now turned it into a 3-2. That's the fastest, easiest way to do it.
Ton of value there, adding that into the property. And a lot of the investors know this. A lot of the investors are going in there and they see it and they just say, wow, this is a concrete block, beautiful property here, 1,800 square feet, add a little bit of square footage. Now you're around 2,000.
Well, that's what I did back when I was doing real estate flips myself. And I'm actually a co-host of the Brendan subgroup of a real estate flippers networking group. But the first thing we do when we walk into houses is, how do we keep the existing footprint, add a bedroom, add a bathroom? If we could do that, if we could walk into an existing footprint, figure out how to add a bathroom or a bedroom or both, we were golden. Even if it meant reconfiguring it so the bedrooms are smaller.
Yes.
But just the power to add a bedroom, bathroom, and if you can add a bedroom, bathroom without structural modifications other than windows, you're golden.
Yeah.
You'll truly see your return on that investment.
Yeah, definitely. Great ways to make real estate, make money in real estate. And it's all about, taking action. People sometimes talk about it, they read about it, they listen to podcasts, but they don't take action. And it's really, it's as simple as that. Just get out there, start previewing inventory. Get out on the weekend. Grant Cardone's been on the show. He's got $800 million in assets now under management through not his holdings only, but it's other people that are investing. But, he talked about how that's how he got his start. He would go on the weekends, every Saturday, every Sunday. He would be out looking at properties, previewing properties. Put yourself in the environment, the power of proximity.
Yeah, and I don't know how many times I've been in networking groups where it was the joke. It's like 90% of you will never do anything with the information you just learned today.
Exactly.
And it's just my job in that room is to find the 10% who are actually going to take action and then form connections with them.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.